Hey guys. How are we all doing? You can hear me, right? Just give me a yes or a thumbs up or something. Again, sorry for the sound of the 3D printer. We're printing parts of the of the MJOLNIR Mark IV helmet in filament, so I can put all the components into the filament version, so I can then transfer them over to the titanium 3D printed one when the time comes. So we've already got some of the components sort of printed, but the brim of the helmet. But that's not why you're here. That's not why you're here. The reason you're here is because I got Halo Infinite up. That's why you're here. But yeah, apologies if you can hear it whirring quietly to itself in the background. Needs must. I am working on sorting out a bit of a better workspace, so that'll be fun. Yeah, we're okay. We're good. Oh, sorry. I didn't know that's what you meant. One sec, guys.
Why else would I bring you a candle? You have the matches.
So, yeah, are we good? The 3D printers tonight. Well, this one here and the one next to it over here they're both resin printers. They're off at the moment. They've been printing MJOLNIR power supply control unit casings for the power supplies, and rebuilding a stock of needles. So they'll be available on the store in due time. I've got some red limited edition banished ones as well. I know they're not technically canon, but they look cool. Ooh. So then we got small filament one here, and then we got a big bastard over there. But yeah. So how are we doing? I hope we're all good. Obviously they've now brought online the Odst level bots, the next difficulty up. And yeah, I've had a little play so far, and I'm quite enjoying it. I can have a little look at the armor hall. There we go. So this is the spot at the moment. I'm just working with what we got. This is nowhere close to what I do for my personal customization. But still a few graphical glitches and things like that happening. Again, it's the whole point of this. Just like, chest attachments. We got. Oh, hang on. Hey, it appeared. Ah, see, it's finally uploaded, so that they weren't showing before. So before that was just like a normal chest, but now that's got that on there. That looks quite cool. So emergency navigational transponders compatible with all civil and military networks. That's very cool. What else have we got? So we got that one. With that one, we could see that one yesterday. That one there is the jack plate. Yeah, breaching and urban warfare. Yeah, I don't know why, but I just thought breaching would have shotgun shells or something like that. But there you go. That's the cooler. That one was already showing, and that one is that's got some. That's reminiscent of the jump pack brutes from Halo 3. I quite like that. Yeah, very nice. So yeah, well, in either case, things are looking quite nice. Weapons bench. I haven't really done any weapons customization or anything like that. I'm quite happy with the base at the moment. Vehicles, again, at the moment you can't really use the vehicles, and AIs wise, I think I've currently got Butler. Yeah, there you go. Little red butler. Cirque, Fret, Lumu, Butler. And obviously you can change the colour as well, but apparently they seem to have lagged out as well. Or lagged out? Glitched out, rather. That's fine. It's fine. Oh, and if you didn't know as well, you can change how, like, quote-unquote thick your body is. So if you're more stocky, if you're more slim, you can change that around. I've just put it to number 2 because it seems like a nice balance between the two. But, yeah, then presentation, you can change your emblem, announcer voice, service tag. At the moment, obviously unavailable, so... And then over in the shop, you can buy daily armor coatings. I got the Enigma helmet. You can buy new boosts, new weapon skins, a few other bits and pieces. I'm enjoying it so far. But again, let's have a look at the Odst bot, shall we? See how we're doing. Like I said yesterday, I was quite impressed, quite pleasantly surprised actually by how sophisticated the marine level difficulty bots were, and they actually reacted like proper players. And it didn't. I was expecting a firefight like experience, and we certainly didn't get that. We got something much more sophisticated than what I would call a firefight engagement, a firefight-like engagement. Because that's what I assumed it would be. It'd just be built on firefight, but it would be you rather than against members of the Covenant. You'd be against AI-controlled Spartans, but not the case. Again, I've tweaked some of my settings on my OBS to try to smooth out some of the screen tearing that we had yesterday. You may still experience some. If you do, let me know, and I'll tweak them again. I'll see what I can do. I'm just trying to refine the process here, so any feedback you guys can give me can help hone that, get it into a good place. And I'm hoping. I haven't adjusted many settings from yesterday, so I'm hoping the game volume and the guns and everything like that aren't too loud and don't overpower my voice. My microphone is around mid-volume, so again, let me know. I'm going to turn my volume down a bit because I can barely hear myself think. There we go. So, now you get to see me attempt to shoot stuff. I don't play multiplayer anywhere near as much as I used to. I used to play multiplayer a lot when it was back in the day. Halo 3 I used to play a lot of multiplayer, but nowadays really not that much into the multiplayer. I'm much more of a lore head, much more into the campaign aspect of things. But hey, I'll give it my best. There was at least 3 of them there. I got nuked. Anyway. I'm really enjoying the sound effects as well. There seems to be a lot of the old legacy sounds that come back in, like the shield recharge is now very familiar, very similar to the old Halo CE, Halo 2 era. I suppose Halo 3 era as well. Recharge sound, but it's also got this notable modern kind of feel, which is really nice, really refreshing. Where'd you go? Not a clue. Ah, there you are. Gotcha. I'm getting hit. So yeah, I'm certainly not into there's Butler with his nice, I'm gonna say it's kind of a Londoner kind of accent. Sounds Londoner. I don't know why, but the name Butler, I was kind of half expecting something like, you know, I don't know, Michael Caine. No, maybe not. That's still a little bit too cockney. Something else. Something a little bit more, you know, formal, posh. Jarvis, like Jarvis. They should have got Paul Bettany to do Butler. Ouch. That would be the Ravager. The Ravager is actually quite an interesting weapon. I don't particularly enjoy using it that much, but I understand why people enjoy it. I mean, it's got a you can usually use the usual burst fire, but you can also charge it up. And when you charge it up, it creates kind of an incendiary effect and burns things around you, which is really quite cool. I understand the appeal. Oops, on my 6. Up above by all appearances. Where'd you go? Down below. But yeah, so far I'm pleasantly surprised. Ow! Pleasantly surprised by the sophistication of these bots. Opinions on skins right now? Well, as far as the armor coatings are concerned, some of them are a bit garish, a little bit much. But some of them are really quite nice. And obviously we're, at least by all appearances, this is obviously very early days. This is, you know, they've only bought the minimal amount of content online for the sakes of the flight. So the variety that we've already got just from the flights is quite impressive. So really, as things go, down the line, I think we can expect some seriously cool skins. Unless, of course, you're referencing the weapon skins, in which, Gravity Hammer doesn't respond like I would expect it to either this time around. I've had a little play around with the Gravity Hammer a few times, and it's you don't get the lunge anymore. Even if your reticle goes red, it doesn't. You don't get that lunge, and it's wielding it seems a lot slower. It's I don't know. It's like either the hammer's got a lot heavier or the Spartans have got a lot weaker, because you just can't whip that thing through the air like you could in. Ah, yeah. See, straight around the corner, and he beats me. That's a clever bot. That's a clever bot. Choosing your AI is a cool aspect. It absolutely is. Thanks for the 5 there, bud. Yeah, absolutely is. I love the idea of, like, yeah, choosing your own bots and having their own little, like, personality, so to speak. There's been talk among many community members and some of us content creators as well, that it'd be cool to get, like, over time, get new people into to voice the AI assistants, because I mean, obviously I've had a few people say, oh, you know, they should get me to voice one, and it would be so, I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be so cool. It would just be a bit weird for me to play a game and hear my own voice talking back to me. But hey, I get what they're getting at, you know, and I respect sort of the idea behind it. I mean, there's some really characterful voices out there I'd love to hear. I mean, all of the voice actors that are in the mainline games, and, you know, the characters and stuff like that, the likes of Keith David, who voiced the Arbiter, David Sully, who voiced Sergeant Johnson, Tim Dodabo, who voiced 343 Guilty Spark, Chief, you know, Steve Downs, who voiced Chief. Getting all of them in and doing their own little, like, AI voice line, just kind of just unlockable, you know, unlockable content would be really cool. But hey, we'll see. We'll see down the line. Steaktacular. Does anyone remember that from way back in? I think it was Halo 3. Steaktacular. If you get the Steaktacular, Luke has to buy you a steak dinner. I don't know how many steak dinners he owes me now. Need to get onto him about that. I do like my steak. Ooh, a Gravemind voiced AI. That would be cool, yeah. Yeah, I could agree with that. There you go, that wasn't bad. 4 more assists. Beat my usual, so apparently I do less than that usually, apparently. But yeah, as things go, like I say, there's, like I said yesterday, excuse me, like I said yesterday, there's some graphical glitches that happen every now and then. My suspicion is that that at least it looks like to me that they actually maintain the gameplay behind a menu, an overlay menu, which is what you're looking at the moment. This effectively is an overlay, and the game is still happening or is still loaded behind this screen. And every now and then, when you flick between screens, it glitches, and you can see the game you were just playing, or the whatever it was you were just doing. You can see your Spartan model still holding the weapon and stuff. So there's a few little glitches here and there. It's to be expected. This is flighting. They're testing testing some of the technology behind it. But aside from all that, so far I'm really impressed. Really impressed. It's just crisp, pure gameplay. It feels nostalgic, but it feels novel at the same time. It's really nice. It's really nice. I'm playing. This is. I've had a little play around on. I was invited to both the Xbox and the Steam because I submitted information for both. So I installed both. I've played on the Xbox. I've played on the Steam. I'm back on the Xbox today. Like I said, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X rather, seems to be handling all of this in its stride, which is expected, I suppose. Again, there's one of these things here, like you come around here, and the bots, generally speaking, there you go, they always come around this corner. Butler just going kaboom. Kaboom. Oh, they should get George to voice an AI. Whoa. I thought I was going to have it then. Evidently not. Is that a 3D printer? Yes, it is a 3D printer you can hear, yeah. I did apologise to everyone at the start of the stream. I have a 3D printer running in the background, a really big 3D printer. It's a massive print area. 12 inch by 12 inch by 13 inch. It's big. It's actually big enough to print an entire wearable ODST helmet in a single piece, but it would take 5 days to do it. Youch! Good work, Nando. Yeah, so that you will hear the gentle whirring of the 3D printer in the background. So I apologise if it's distracting, but yeah. Over yonder. I love Butler, just the little quips he puts out every now and then. What a reliable weapon. That's the thing, it's something I've noticed about this gameplay so far, is it feels like it's the first time in a long time that the assault rifle is actually a viable weapon, you know? You don't necessarily feel the need to go into a game and immediately switch out to something else immediately upon spawning in, because it's well balanced, it's powerful, it's punchy, it's accurate, it's yeah, it's actually a viable combat option, rather than jumping into a game and thinking, right, switch this out for a battle rifle or a DMR or whatever straight away. It's no. They've done well at balancing the weapons this time round. You're underneath, aren't you? Where are you? There you are. So just threaded a grenade behind me then and took me out. This is what I'm talking about. The bots are really clever. I was impressed by the Marines, and the ODSTs the ODST difficulties certainly seem more. They're definitely more accurate. But they're more accurate with their shots. Definitely more accurate with their grenade placement, and they'll do things that you really don't expect them to do, or they do things that you'd expect a person to do, like actively dodge, like strafe back and forth to avoid gunfire. They'll crouch to try to get out of the line of fire and all sorts. It's like the fact that the bot actively considers, if I jump, I'm gonna be a harder target to hit, because players do it. Players jump. It's really, really, really clever stuff. this is going to be a really, really, really cool way for people who are unfamiliar with the Halo franchise to get into it and to get used to the combat. I mean, just judging by the difficulty curve so far, between the Marine difficulty and the ODST difficulty, it's trade-off. There you go. It's the next difficulty being Spartan difficulty. I've got a distinct impression it's going to be a significant challenge, and if the performance I've seen from the Marine difficulty and what I'm experiencing now with the ODST difficulty maintains, I think Spartan difficulty will be extraordinarily close to actually fighting real players. Maybe a little bit more predictable, but damn, you got overshield. Gotcha. Yeah, maybe a little bit more predictable, but damn. But yeah, extraordinarily close to fighting real players at Spartan difficulty, I think. We'll find out, won't we? Oop. Oh no, game freeze. Oh dear. See, this happened yesterday as well. That's a shame. Yeah, well, it's not coming back, is it? I got nothing. I got no console response whatsoever. No games response, rather. Console response, yeah. Nothing. Damn, that's a shame. That's okay. It's fine. No, okay. Let's try again. That's a shame. But hey, to be expected. It's a tech. It's a it's a tech flight. It happens. It happens. Ah. Let's try again, shall we? There we go. Multiplayer. ODST boss Slayer. Slayer. I would love to know which was the new weapons you have enjoyed the most. I really like the Bulldog, the shotgun. It's just the punch, the almost aggressive sound to it is really, really quite nice. I think is it the stake launcher? They call it the stake launcher. That's it's a devastating weapon. It's unusually enjoyable to fire, especially when you score a kill on it. But really, just from a utility standpoint, the one I've most enjoyed is the assault rifle, which is I'm surprised by, because in most previous games I would prefer the battle rifle or the DMR, just because it was more versatile and at least to me, I probably wasn't, because they did balance the weapons fairly well, but to me it felt like it was skewer. That was it. Sorry. It felt like it was just, yeah, it could kill faster. But I'm pleasantly surprised that the assault rifle this time round has an impressive level of utility. There you go. See, that's something that I'm noticing a pattern of now. Is that initially at spawn, the enemy Spartans must spawn just around that corner and immediately want to get to the high ground or get to the power weapons, so they come around this corner every single time at the start of the game. So if you want to score some early kills, pop a couple of grenades around there at the start. But hey, that might actually be a glitch that they might fix come launch day. So for those of you not in the flight, you might not get to experience that. But hey, you know, we'll see. There it is. Skewer. Even being held by Spartan, that thing is huge. So I'm trying to keep an eye on things going on around me and trying to showcase things a little bit so you guys get a feel for not just the gameplay, but also like just how the game feels. Pretty sure I got. Damn it! I could hear that grenade coming in. What platform am I on? I'm on the Xbox Series X at the moment. And to the person who asked what I was printing, what I'm 3D printing, it's a part of the Mjolnir Mark IV helmet for Project Mjolnir. I'm printing it in filament, so I can assemble all of the communications gear and the HUD and everything else into it before I transplant it effectively into the 3D printed titanium version. There underneath. You aren't though. Is it screen tearing again, is it? Yeah, it is. See, I've looked into it a few times. I've tweaked the settings on numerous occasions. I know screen tearing, generally speaking, is caused by, or at least to my research, is caused by the frame rate between the stream and the game being out of sync. And I've tried increasing the bit rate. I've tried increasing or making the frame rate variable so it effectively feeds it from the game directly. But I can't seem to finesse it enough to get rid of that screen tearing. And I don't think I can adjust the screen tear the settings while the stream is running. So I'm really sorry, but I know it's distracting. But right now I'll have to keep tweaking. If anyone has any insight, obviously I'm not new to streaming on OBS. I've been doing it for a while, but it's certainly not like the major part of my content. So any of you guys who are perhaps a little bit more experienced with this, if you got tips to get rid of that stuff, let me know, and I'll implement it. Because anything you can, any feedback you can give me to make things better, it all helps. Fly AF. Oh, you mean the right? This. Where are they? Ah, there we go. Yeah. So yeah. If any of you guys are perhaps a little bit more experienced with OBS or streaming, any feedback, I'll look back over the. If you want to put it as a video comment as opposed to in the chat, I can then look back over the comments and hopefully tweak the problems and get rid of the screen tearing, because it's just frustrating for me to see. I mean, I've got OBS open here so I can see what you guys are saying, and because I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch at the moment, and I've got YouTube and Twitch open to my left on my other screen, and I can see the YouTube one is tearing, yeah, noticeably. But it's really frustrating for me, because obviously I want to provide a certain level of content, a quality of content for you guys, and if stupid little graphical glitches like that are coming up, it winds me up. I'm not delivering the proper experience for you guys then. Jesus. Yeeted me halfway across the map. You don't see screen tear on Twitch, but you do see it on YouTube. That's interesting. So is it So is it YouTube that's the problem then? But then it shouldn't be. I should be able to, you know, I should be at least mitigate some of those circumstances. Damn. Some of those circumstances with some setting tweaking, surely. I do like the sidekick as well, actually, kind of think of it. Actually, the combo between the sidekick and the assault rifle, being able to take down the shit, because obviously you've got a relatively small clip for the assault rifle, as you've had in quite a few of the recent games. Yeah, I'll have it. Yeah, assuming I don't die before I get to use it. Oh, that's so satisfying. Live past this moment, please. I missed. There you go. Choosing not to sprint at the moment. I know this. You know, the sprint only really gives a marginal speed boost over normal running. I just find at the moment I'm not seeing the utility of it. At least for my play style. I use it occasionally if I know that, you know, the enemies are a good distance away and I need to get back into the fight quickly, but generally. ODST difficulty AI is terrifying to fight against. They're fairly intimidating because they're quite, you know, they're on you quick. Yeah. Let's start another one. But yeah, the balancing of the assault rifle and the sidekick is really quite nice because you've only got so many bullets in the clip for the AR. So if you're just outside of its ideal range, you can take the shields down and then you're empty, and then you've got a choice. Then you can try to reload and hope that you can reload that clip fast enough to take them down with that last bit because you're still too far away, or just switch to your sidekick, pop off a couple of shots, and hopefully come out on top. It's a nice balance. Yeah, I've seen people using the slide function quite a lot. Yeah, it would be cool if there were like half open garage doors and stuff. It's a bit like the first level in Halo C, the Pillar of Autumn. You've got to crouch under the half broken blast doors. It'd be cool if you could run and then slide underneath them. That would be really nice. The thing is that I want to look around at these maps and have a good little exploration, see if there's any, you know, little bits of like lore that's hidden away here, there, and everywhere. But once you get into the gameplay, it's so engaging. You just forget about it and just get to the bloodshed. Well, he could just caved my face in. I'll try to get hold of some other weapons and have a little play so you guys can see. I'm sure most of you have probably had a look at other streams as well and seen what some of the other YouTubers are doing and other people who've got into flights. Damn! I just sort myself out. What the hell am I doing? Honestly. Come on. Let's have a little play with the needler. It's me. Relax. Jesus. Friendly. Oop. Where are you? Halfway across the map by all appearances. Whoa! Wasn't ready for him. there we go. Enemy. Enemy. Damn. See, this is what I'm talking about. The ODST bots this time around. The difficulty is scaling impressively. They're genuinely Wait. Did not want to get hit by the grenade he tossed. Ouch. See, little things like that, little clever things like that, where they realise that someone, you know, they've been surprised by someone coming up behind them. They immediately toss a grenade at the ground, knowing that even if they just about manage to get your shields down, see, you hit me the second he came around the corner. That hopefully it'll, you know, it will at least be a trade-off kill as opposed to just, you know, them dying and that's it. Ooh, here we go. Damn. I've not had anywhere near as much playtime with the commando as I have with the rest of them. Friendly. Okay. Up there. Get up there. I just crossed paths with an enemy a few times. I'll see if I can follow this guy with the strafing back and forth, ducking, avoiding the headshots. It's nice. I'm really genuinely impressed. I'm psyched by this. The sophistication of this. Really impressed. Wee. Really impressed. I hope a lot of you guys have actually got a chance to get hands on the flight as well, and if not, there's obviously opportunities in the future, I'm sure. But it genuinely, it often feels like it's player versus player. And the difficulty curve is noticeable. I mean, the Marines were surprisingly intelligent. The Marine difficulty was surprisingly intelligent and difficult to acclimatise to in the first instance. Send me halfway across the map. There's a few things they do that are relatively questionable. Like, I've seen quite a few of them. I've seen quite a few of the bots pick up a power weapon, fire it once, and then drop it. But I would imagine that probably changes with the Spartan difficulty. I would imagine they probably keep hold of it a little bit longer then and utilise it to a better effect. Anyone know what happened to the Cartographer series? Nothing has happened to the Cartographer series. It is coming back. We're just taking a brief hiatus while a few things in our private lives sort of get sorted out and move past. Another operative reason to why it's been somewhat delayed longer than it would have originally is because obviously the next game we're going to play through is Halo 3, and I've got special guests lined up for practically every level of Halo 3, including some of my fellow Halo YouTubers, some very notable streamers, and I think I've even got a couple of ex-devs lined up, so look out for that. Sean, thanks for the 5, man. Hey there, 00, here's a coffee on me. Do I plan on making more lore videos on ancient humanity? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. There's a lot of stuff I want to cover on ancient humanity already, from the books and stuff. There's some stuff I've missed or that I've remembered recently that I want to recover. But with obviously the Zeta Halo and its the rich history that it's steeped in with ancient humanity, you can guarantee that when Infinite drops and we play through the campaign, there'll be lore that will become available then, and I'll be neck deep in it. You can guarantee it. Yeah, that bot's got an arm on him. Yeah, I've noticed the ragdoll physics in this seem a little OTT from time to time. You know, a bot can punch you and you end up, in orbit, which is impressive. But it maybe needs to be scaled back in most regards, but I still absolutely wouldn't mind seeing a bot, or even in just player versus player, hitting someone with the gravity hammer, being able to send them halfway across the world would be really quite nice. Just adds to that comedic effect, I'm completely down for that. But like just punching them, I know Spartans are strong, but punching something that weighs a half-ton and sending it halfway across the world is a little out there. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Bear's here. Fantastic voyages. Good to see you. Yeah, I think I do have a level or two coming up with... I think, yeah, Bear, you're in on a level at some point, I think. And if you're not, then, oh, you're an ass. Hey Jaden, how you doing? Ooh. See, they jump in response to grenades as well. They get out of the way. It's so clever. So yeah, to be fair, I was rounding up. Yeah, the Gen 3 does weigh quite a lot less than the earlier platforms, but we're still talking. I think I remember 420 kilos. I think about 420 kilos. So it's near as damn it half a metric ton. Damn. When's the public beta coming out? I don't know, to be honest. Obviously, when it from a content creation point of view, I'm more, as some would say, I'm more of a lore daddy. So I don't. It's not that I don't follow the the news and development of Halo Infinite, because I do. It's Halo Infinite's shaping up to be an awesome bloody game. So I do follow what's going on, but I don't follow it with the fine-tooth comb that I do when I'm doing sort of lore look-throughs. So. Yeah, I'm much more of a lore daddy. I don't follow information about the information about the betas and things like that quite as closely as I follow the information on the lore. So where the hell are they? Oh, I love the bulldog. Like I said, I'm a little bit upset that they got rid of the damn needler. I'm a little upset they got rid of the OG shotgun. But I mean, that's a beautiful replacement. That's a beautiful alternative. Really, really nice. You can hear it halfway across the map as well. I heard someone else using it then. Oh, piss off! I'll grenade myself. No! Good grenade. Damn. Seriously, so you're the Halo lore master. I wouldn't say I'm the Halo lore master. But I've been playing Halo since sort of day one, at least here in the UK. And as such, I followed the lore as closely as one can. I know my shit. I know my shit. And I'm plenty experienced with science, technology, engineering, and maths enough to actually apply some of the principles of those fields onto the lore, which is obviously where a lot of my most detailed breakdown information comes from. I do notice my playstyle is perhaps a little more, I suppose reckless is probably the word. I notice a lot of other players when they encounter the bots, they actually they keep back a bit, they maintain a bit of distance, and don't necessarily close the distance very quickly. And I'm much more, I suppose you could say, reckless, and I'll just run straight into the thick of battle. Near victory, so we're 9 kills off. Whee! Good grenade, that man. Really hoping for that grenade to take him out then. Not so lucky, I'm afraid. There we go. How do we do on that one? Second place, that's not bad. You're looking as clean as the gameplay, thank you. Yo, face reveal. So I revealed my face at 100,000 subscribers. But I get people come in and out, and you know they'll watch my content for a while, and then they'll go and look at other stuff for a while. And the YouTube algorithm's always a bit weird in pushing content and then not pushing content. So it might even be that some of you guys have been subscribed to me for a long time, but my content just hasn't been pushed to you until, you know, more recently. Because I've experienced that same thing with the people I've subscribed to. From time to time, it seems like they disappear off the face of the planet, and then I remember that I used to watch them. I go and search them, and sure enough, they pop up. And they've been making videos all that time. Your 3D printer sounds like a flying around as a monitoring forge. Yeah, as I say, it's very early stage at the moment. We're at 9%, and it's been going for the past 4 hours. So it's a big print. But it's only a part of the Mark IV helmet. But yeah, it's certainly not the noisiest thing, but it's also not the quietest either. Right, before we go any further, let's have a little look, see if we've had anything else unlock or... Obviously you start up with that helmet, which is quite cool. I quite like it. It's quite an interesting take on the... I would argue it's very close to the recruit helmet from Halo 4 kind of era. They have Master Chief armor in Halo Infinite. Not that I can see. So far, that's all we've got. You can get up to level 20, and that's so far all we've seemed to have. I mean, we got, you know, Chief-like visor colours, but nothing that I would say outwardly screams Chief armour. MJOLNIR update vid, it's coming. It's coming. That's partly what the print is at the moment. So this is all locked. Season 1. I do like the music as well. It's nice and punchy. No hands. That's finally actually uploaded before it wasn't showing anything. It's kind of cool. Despite rumours to the contrary, this buckler does not have an energy shield generator. Okay. So that means I'm guessing these other... See, these attachments don't appear to be showing either. So these ones haven't loaded yet. Knees. Yeah. Any new coatings? Ah, yes. See, I really like it, but everyone's wearing it at the moment. But then, does it really matter? We're flighting. Yeah, sod it. We'll equip it. And you also, that's another thing as well, you have consumables this time around. I forgot about that. So, when you go into some games, you can open consumables and effectively have like an XP boost and things like that. So, let's have a little look. So, there you go. So, that there is a consumable. So, if I open consumables, there you go. You can activate an XP boost, and that boosts your, obviously, no shit, it boosts your XP for about 30 minutes. But, yeah, it's looking good. I'm pleasantly surprised by practically everything I'm seeing at the moment. What's new in the 7.92 gig update? I can't say that I've noticed, to be honest. I can look into it for you and get back to you. Or I could quickly do that now. Let's have a look. Bear with. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's in the new update, to be honest. Some of you may already know that information, but yeah, okay. Map rotation. It could be that, yeah. You can also, what was I looking at a minute ago? That was it. So level up there. So you got a balance of points. So you can level up. So you can, if you hit that advanced battle pass, you can hit that. You can do a level up, and then it automatically fills your XP up, and then you go up to the next level. So you unlock the next level. So if you've got the points, and you've accumulated them, and you're not intending on spending them on anything else, then yeah, you can upgrade your level, which is kind of cool. What's the best map so far? There's only 2 maps that I've played on. I'm more used to the layout of the first map. I'll show you that. So, maps and modes. There you go. So you got live fire on. Yeah, Slayer on live fire. So live fire is the training ground area. That's the one I've got more experience on, just because it came out first. Recharge is the one that seems to be happening in some sort of like power plant type layout. It's quite cool. I haven't had a chance to really get familiarised with it to a point where I'm as comfortable on it. But live fire, for me at least at the moment, it's got just generally a good layout. It's got nice, tight, confined internal spaces. It's got good verticality, so you can go between various sort of levels, so to speak, of the map. There's nice wide open spaces as well, so you can use ranged weapons with great effect. There's loads of little nooks you can hide in, and yeah, live fire's nice. Recharge, like I said, I'm still familiarising myself with recharge, but yeah, all in all, it's actually really coming together. Attention PC insiders. Adrenaline, yeah, I've already done that. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Well, I've already updated to adrenaline, so that's fine. Is infinite out? No. No. Now this is flighting. This is, yeah, testing some of the early features, some of the technical features of the game. Do you ever think John will get that 4 and a higher tier 4 and a combat skin? Or you mean like the class 10 or class 12 combat skin that I think 343 Guilty Spark spoken about? It's possible. It's possible. But what are you 3D printing? Yeah, it's possible that John might receive Forerunner-esque armor upgrades at some point, but who knows? What am I printing? I've got a few bits of it here. I guess I've got the crest and it's an interesting place to start. Chest and crest of the Mark IV helmet from MJOLNIR. I'm in. Sorry, gotta drop it. Yeah, like I say, I've literally just Damn, he had right as I jumped, I realised he had overshield. I thought, yeah, this is going to be fun. Anything fun? Hydroelectric. There you go then. That explains that. This is a hydroelectric dam. Friend. Friend. There we go. Sorry, my audio levels were a bit weird then. Game audio is super quiet. Yeah, it like I said, it was a minute ago. It was very loud, but now it's suddenly like slumped off. Let me have a little tweak here. Let's have a little look. Sorry. There we go. How's that? Any better? It still doesn't. It still doesn't sound right from my perspective, but. It might just be that maybe a little glitch that I'm experiencing because I've jumped into a game that's halfway through. Which again, in and of itself, is, you know, a feature that we've seen in other games that I think we saw to a lesser degree in some of the other Halo games, but certainly not to the degree that we have it. Where was he? Certainly not to the degree of this, like where you can effectively. I mean, this is a little bit disorientating, jumping into a game that is basically nearly complete, nearly done. But I get the idea. I get, you know, get you back into gameplay as quick as possible.
Targets are over there. Watch my back.
5 minutes remaining.
All right, Crab Dog just said that he gets bugged audio sometimes as well. Damn. Yeah, the audio definitely feels distant for some reason. Like I'm not hearing gunfire anywhere near as well this time. It's making situational awareness a little bit more difficult. Straight back in, shall we? So how many of you guys have actually managed to get into flight? I'm not. I don't think I've seen anything specifically on the numbers of people they got involved for it. So I saw Crab Dog has got in on flights, but who else? Start chomping on a cigar again. Rocking Sergeant Johnson, look. I'm good. Chief? Huh.
Slate.
3 of us are all wearing the same bloody armor skin.
Earn more kills than your opponents to win.
Roger that. Grenade. Grenade.
Double kill. Gain the lead.
Well, excuse you. I'm good. Chief! The energy weapons. I'll tell you what. If it's still here. Might not be. No, it's gone. Heatwave's gone. When I come across some of the energy weapons, I'll pick them up and I'll show you. I'm finding that they're relatively okay. So this one, here you go. So this is a little bit like, obviously aesthetically it's very similar to the carbine, but it's functionally a little bit more like the storm rifle. But the round's almost semi home as well. Like they've got like a homing function, a loose homing function. There you go. I got to use that for a really long time, didn't I? The sidekick is poop. See, I disagree. I'm actually finding its utility is quite good, especially when balanced with the assault rifle. Because you've got quite a small clip with the assault rifle. Every single time I get killed by the Odst difficulty bots, I'm always irritated but pleasantly impressed.
Another one down.
Targets are over there.
Active camo inbound.
Right, here we go. Heatwave. Heatwave's quite interesting. So like you'd zoom with any other weapon, you'd hit the, you know, for example, like for me it's the right thumbstick. But rather than zooming, it changes the projectile orientation. So this will do like a horizontal scatter, and then that will do a vertical.
Got a few of them with that shot.
Gain the
So you
lead.
can choose between them. Da 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 da. Dum bum 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 bum. Don't know why the Super Mario theme tune's in my head. Right, come on. Yee.
Watch my back.
Skewer inbound.
Really interesting reload animation. Yeah, this thing seems better for suppression fire, I was about to say. Unless you can get close up and hit them with 2 solid, like, closely spaced shots. Generally speaking, that thing seems better for suppression. I might just be completely utilising it the wrong way, which I probably am. Whee.
Active camo inbound.
Get close.
Active camo available.
That's nice. I'm good. Chief? Hey, I'm not dying again. I only die once, do you hear me? Hard enough coming back the first time.
We've lost a teammate.
I'm going to drop the Sergeant Johnson impression.
Halfway to victory. Killing spree.
That was really weird. Him deploying the shield directly in front of me. It looked like he just held his hand out to me. Should have changed. But yeah, I'd like to hear sort of you guys' opinions on what you've experienced in the flighting so far. Have you liked what you've seen? Is there anything you particularly dislike? Anything that you'd like to see or like to go away?
Nearing victory.
No, maybe not. All three of them there. Guns in Infinite sound weak. See, there are some of them that feel a little like light, but like I say, from a first, it might just be like the the volume balancing that people are using on their streams and stuff. Unless you played it yourself, but for me, some of the punchy sounds of some of the like the shotgun and the like have been punchy enough that I've been quite impressed by it. So, but again, that's all personal preference. If you ouch.
Watch my back. Spartan down.
Where are you? There you are.
Victory.
Nice little dance. Not a fan of 90% of this of the armor skins. I'm assuming you mean. Yeah, a few people have said they're not a fan. I mean, there's some I've seen that are quite garish that I personally wouldn't put on my Spartan. So yeah, it's in fact, I'll show you some of the more garish armor skins. So I mean, these ones are okay. That's not too bad. That's the recruit cadet one. So some of these are quite, they're basic, so to speak. I would argue these are very similar, functionally at least, to your traditional primary, as you used to get with the older games, because they are, all of the major colours, but yeah, just basically it's primary and secondary are kind of baked together. Then you've got some of the more. I mean, that one's not too bad. I don't mind that one. That one's quite garish. It's just because there's a lot going on. I mean, you've got white, you've got cyan, red, yellow, blue. Yeah, there's a lot going on with that one. It's quite garish. That one's quite nice. But then I've always been quite subdued with my colour choices anyway. That one's quite nice, although the white helmet I'm not entirely sure on. Again, not particularly a fan of that one. Blue Rampage. That's it's not bad, but again, I'm not a massive fan. That's quite nice. That one's quite nice. I like that one. That one seems to have like an actual, almost like a camo pattern to it as well, which is quite nice. That one's quite nice. Bleached bone, white, basically. That's just, yeah, it's not bad. Blue and yellow. It's a statement, I'll give you that. Estate gold. Yeah. Yeah, not all of them I'm very fond of, but like I say, this is only a very, very, very small sampling of what I would imagine will be available. And like I say, you know, from I know people were really upset that the new coating system was taking away the primary and secondary colours. But really, you know, generally speaking, looking at those, that they are pretty much your primary and secondaries, really, within reason, you know. I mean, it's like back in Halo. It was Halo CE, I think. You could only choose your primary. But then, like you say, you know, as games advance, you want more customization options, I suppose. But I suppose when you take it into consideration that you got, okay, yeah, you got these armor coatings, they're kind of baked in, and people are, you know, they feel some kind of way about it. I get it, but then on top of that, you got, you know, loads of different armor variants, loads of different attachments, loads of different additional components, and shoulders and knees and chest and wrist utilities and hip attachments. Then on top of that, you know, you can go to your body. You can physically change your body's profile. You can choose whether or not you have like prosthetic arms. So, you know, transradial, hand, none. It's you know, and you've got left, right. You got the legs as well. It's yeah. Then you got your AI model, your AI color. Again, the availability of those ones, those models at the moment, the AIs and the colors, that's limited at the moment, and it looks like, judging by the slots that are available, there's going to be a shed load more. So yeah, it's. I understand people feeling some kind of way about what they were perceiving as a reduction in their ability to customize their Spartan, but there's other layers now of customization that add to your player uniqueness. That I'm not saying it replaces the need for primary and secondary colors, but it's I don't know. Just there are other avenues to explore now. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I say, when they initially announced the coatings, everyone who's even remotely aware of what's going on with Infinite knew what the masses' response was to that, and it wasn't good. But seeing this system now firsthand and how it's implemented, and this is early days. This is early days from a player point of view. I know they've been building the game for ages now, and I'm glad they've taken the additional time to do so. But from a player's access standpoint, this is early days. You know, very limited. We're dealing with at the moment very limited armor permutations, very limited options, very limited coatings, very limited weapon skins, very limited everything. And I'm already impressed by the level of customization. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by what I'm seeing in this so far. What have we got? So let's have a little browse on what's going on here. So we've got YouTube and Twitch open at the same time here. can't wait for a most detailed on the bots. Yeah, that'll come. That'll come in time. No doubt about it. I'll do a most detailed breakdown on the bots on a little. I mean, at least from my awareness on the law regarding newer MJOLNIR permutations, particularly prevalent in the Gen 2 platform, but I'm assuming one of these aspects has moved over to Gen 3, is the use of dumb AIs for quite a lot of different processes. Even as simple as apparently they gave kind of a somewhat lore explanation as to the some of the dumb AIs tracking like ammo expenditure and stuff like that, and doing like filing costing lists and this, that, and the other. It's clever stuff, like for acquisition and whatever else. But yeah, I'd imagine, yeah, I'll probably do a most detailed breakdown of all of the dumb AI bots that you got inside of the MJOLNIR platform. Why am I wearing a tie? Because I want to. And if you don't like it, you can leave. He does look pretty damn clean. Thank you. This is the style. This is how I roll. Gen 3 most detailed breakdown. Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's coming. It is coming. Obviously, there's still not enough information available to me at the moment. But the second I got that information, yep, you can bet your ass. Scorpion Punch is like the N7. It is, yeah. Yeah, I thought that, because obviously the N7 from Mass Effect, he has that red stripe up one arm, doesn't he? That's very reminiscent of that, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else there's available, because obviously, going back to the customization just briefly, you got there, Rare Armor Core, that's the Mark 7 platform. But that suggests that they'll have other ones you can go to, you can flip between. So that's the Mark 7. There could be a Mark 7, there could be a Gen 3, a Gen 2. You could wear Gen 1. You know, it's not ruling out the possibility of having multiple. You could have an SPI for all we know. I mean, we don't know exactly what they got planned down the line for additional campaigns and additional content. You could end up having a semi-powered infiltration armor. Or all of these components can be mixed and matched. You could have like a base of Mark 7, but be sporting a Gen 2 chest plate or a Gen 1 helmet, or so I don't know. This is really, really early stage customization. So I understand people's frustration with what they perceive as a reduction in options for armor customization in the coatings, but we're seeing this much of what could be a huge library of customization options. So yeah, this is all very early. You know, they're only showing us in all of this. They're only showing us the absolute minimum they need to show us in order to get a feel for what's going on, and to actually do what they are flighting this for, and that's to test the technology behind it. It's a technical test. So we're only seeing a slither of what's actually going on. Tiny slither. Right, let's have a couple more games and then I might sign off. Speaking of an SPI, a Headhunter campaign would be cool, added down the line. I tweeted at numerous members of 343 a few times now, saying that it's criminal that we've yet to see SPI rendered properly in game. We've seen variants that look a bit like SPI, but I don't know. From my personal opinion, ODST was fantastic. The tone of the game was fantastic. I can't help but feel we are lined up really nicely to have an ODST style game where you play as a Spartan 3 wearing an SPI suit. So you're not quite as powerful as a full-blown Spartan in Mjolnir, but you're a bit stronger than an ODST, and it leans on the idea of stealth, because obviously the SPI armor is, you know, semi-powered infiltration. So, well, hey, I saw that grenade coming. I thought that's going to get me, and it did. A Forerunner armor core. That would be cool if you could have like components of Forerunner armor that, yeah. Hey bro, do you have Instagram? I do. For Installation00 I have Instagram, yeah. I don't post on it anywhere near as often as I post on Twitter. But I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to become a little bit more regular on there. Well, hey, that was a good hit. I also like that they've got these mannequins out here that are kind of half dressed up like brutes. See, I'm wondering... Christ, I just kicked one of my bottles. I'm wondering if there's a possibility that perhaps down the line these bot fights would actually involve squads of brutes and squads of elites and stuff. Because I see no reason why they couldn't do that. I mean, yeah, it becomes a little bit like Firefight then, but, you know... Damn. Mjolnir armor progress. It's slow but steady. Obviously the development of anything like that takes time. It inevitably takes time. The process of design, iteration, prototyping, problem identification, then reiteration is a very slow process. It's happening. It's just slow. Progress thus far is the heating and cooling system that keeps the wearer warm in cold environments and cool in hot environments is pretty much done. I just need to finish up the actual back unit to enclose all of the sensitive components into. Then the skin tight undersuit needs some minor adjustments for the muscle sensing, electromyograph pads and flex sensors at the joints, but that's relatively straightforward. I've spoken to my seamstress and shown her the renders and concept artwork for the Spartan 4 BDU. So what you see like this in Spartan Ops, what the Spartans are wearing, like what Majestic are wearing when they first arrive on Infinity, that blue suit with the hard connection points on the suit. I showed her concept art of that and said, can you make a suit that looks almost identical to this, operatively, identical to this? And she said she can, and that she'd get on it. So it's gonna be odd. It's gonna be like a hybridized platform between what I'm intending on making Mark IV, but there's going to be aspects of the Gen 2 platform in there as well, just for ease of design and iteration. So it will have the Spartan 4 BDU, which will contain the heating and cooling system and the muscle sensing and everything else, and will look aesthetically very damn near identical to the Spartan 4 BDU. And then on top of that, the quote-unquote tech suit, or the soft Under Armour and the articulation system will go over the top of that, and then the heavy armour plates over the top of that again. But that's down the line. So that's happening, and on from a helmet point of view, as you can probably hear the 3D printing going in the back, and in the background. I've said it a few times now in the stream. I'm 3D printing a filament version of the Mark IV MJOLNIR helmet, and with the intention of using it as a template to be able to put all of the components of the helmet inside. So the communications gear, the HUD. There's this itch in the back of my head. I've got a temptation to use the HoloLens 2 as the HUD system, but I'm not sure yet, because I've already got all the components I need to make the HUD system bespoke, you know, myself. But I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, I'm printing the helmet at the moment in filament. PLA, and then once I've built everything and put all the communications gear inside of it and it all fits and operates, I will then get the helmet printed, 3D printed in titanium using a direct metal laser sintering printer. So that'll be a single titanium unibody, and then all of the components will be transplanted from the PLA plastic version over to the actual version. So yeah, progress is happening, but it's slow, in short.
Victory.
Power items en route. Power items on the field.
Should be working on the suit. Playing Halo is not working on the suit. Everybody needs downtime, my friend. Everyone needs downtime. And trust me, if you could be a fly on the wall on my average day, you'd understand why I need some downtime every now and then. I mean, you know, I've got Installation00, and, you know, creating content for that that's engaging. Most detailed breakdowns I can't pump them out one a week. They take a lot of research, a lot of background research, a lot of writing and research and editing in order to get them, you know, the way that they are. I've got the Lawcore Multiverse, which is where I do something very similar to the most detailed breakdowns and lore videos, but I do them on other franchises. Now, just recently launched is the 00 Lounge, where I dress like this, and we discuss consciousness, science, technology, engineering, maths, the universe, the philosophy, and the human condition, and everything else in between. And yeah, and that allows me to explore other aspects of my psyche that are perhaps not necessarily as engaged with the Halo universe. So then I've got the company. I've got to run my company, and got to build the suit, and I've got to get merch created. You know, like the needle shards and the flood spores, and there you go, flood spores. I got one on the desk in front of you. That all go onto the website to be sold, and the armor plates like this one back here, and t-shirts and stuff. Like, just had samples of these t-shirts sent through, which are looking pretty good. Quite impressed. So I got a lot to do in the average day. Everybody needs some downtime. Everyone needs some downtime. Alright, I think one more, and then I got to get on and do some stuff. How I thought about using something for the HoloLens, like the HoloLens for the visor component. I have. I've got a. I don't know if it's in here or I've moved it out into my workspace. It might be out in my workspace. I think I've showed it in the videos, in some of the update videos. I've got a laser-based pico projector, which projects coherent light onto the inner surface of the visor, onto this. This is a refractive membrane. You put this onto the inner surface of the visor, And when the laser light, because it's laser light, it's coherent light. It stays in focus no matter where you look in your visual depth of field. So when you can put that onto the inner surface of the visor, project from inside the helmet, and it will refract the light and display whatever it is that's being projected. And because it's laser based, it's really, really, really like clear. Where am I? Am I in a hole? I'm dead. That's what I am. So yeah, I've got a laser-based pico projector, and that can be powered by a microcomputer. It could be powered by Raspberry Pi if you wanted it to. And I was leaning towards doing that and making something bespoke, but in the same breath, I can't ignore the fact that the HoloLens 2 is practically the HUD system for Mjolnir. And I mean, come on, it's Microsoft, Halo's, Microsoft IP. Maybe I could tempt Microsoft. I mean, one or two things needs to happen. One, I need to get it like the Phase 1 fully funded, which is what the GoFundMe is at the moment. That's to get Phase 1 fully funded, so I can continue to develop the aspects of Phase 1 of Project Mjolnir. And then I'll use some of that money, because I mean the HoloLens is like $3,000. I'll use some of that money to buy the HoloLens, or I'll get the helmet 3D printed in titanium, and make a video about it and hope that goes big or captures the attention of someone at Microsoft, and maybe they just give me a HoloLens. That'd be quite nice. I can dream. I doubt it'll happen, but I can dream. What company? My company is my company is basically a means to collate all the different revenue streams that I have from the channel, from the channels, plural, and everything else into a single like overarching revenue stream, along with some consulting I do, and the intention, which I did outline in the Mjolnir updates, the intention to actually reverse engineer some of the components of Project Mjolnir into viable products in their own right. So, for example, the heads-up display systems, using the laser-based pico projector. If I can, the module's really small. If I can miniaturize that and apply that to, say, a really low-profile headset, or even like a kit that effectively you can alter your existing glasses or sunglasses or whatever with the refractive membrane and the laser-based pico projector, you could have a HUD that is controlled and interfaces with your smartphone and projects proprietary information from your smartphone directly onto your visual range. That's a viable way to reverse engineer stuff that goes into Mjolnir. And that's just a small aspect of it. There's other aspects as well. There's the heating and cooling system that can be used for people who just go to extremely cold or extremely hot environments. That can be used for people who are in law enforcement or in emergency services or rescue services and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for a lot of different aspects of things that go into Mjolnir that I would like to reverse engineer, and have started reverse engineering in order to create viable products in their own right.
Power items inbound. Power items have arrived.
Taking damage.
Why do no other Mjolnir helmets have torches installed? So technically speaking, Spartans don't need them. Yeah, Spartans can see in near perpetual darkness due to their augmentations. They have occipital capillary reversal surgery that boosts their nighttime vision to being able to see in perpetual darkness. So they don't technically need the torches whatsoever. But I quite like the utility of having torches on the helmet. And as to why other versions of Mjolnir don't have torches, your guess is as good as mine. They could even just be hidden. They could be concealed.
Watch my back.
What if I don't want to watch your back? What if I want to watch your knees?
Nearing victory.
Enemies up.
Oh, friendly. That's the only thing I'm finding disorientating is obviously, generally speaking, the bots are blue. But they also display this very gentle blue hue around friendlies, as you can see there. So every now and then, especially if the person's personal preference for their customization is a very slightly blue armor, it can genuinely fool you into thinking that they're an enemy, and you start shooting a friendly. I don't think that you take friendly damage though, but nevertheless you're wasting ammo and time on somebody who doesn't mean you any harm. So I don't know. Spectacular. Something's glitched out there. You're building a real-life suit of Mark IV combat armor. As close to as technically possible as it's, as close as I can get to it being real life. Yeah. It won't be exactly the same, obviously. Polymerized lithium niobosine doesn't currently exist. And even if it did, the process of managing a system like that in regards to movement would be extraordinarily difficult. But there's, that doesn't mean that servo motors, linear actuators, electroactive polymers, which active polymers is something I personally worked on quite substantially. There are viable means for movement systems, control systems that link to a person's muscles and allow the muscle impulses to control an autonomous system. They already exist. It's just bringing it all together. One of the big Achilles heels that I'm going to have to try to figure out a workaround for is powering it, like a power source that's not tethered to the mains, for example. But I have some ex-colleagues who are still working in the field in material science specifically, who are this close to some really impressive breakthroughs in solid-state batteries and supercapacitors. So we may be very shortly seeing a bit of an innovation or a revolution almost in battery technology in that regard. So I'll look into that when their research is available. But yeah, I'm attempting to create a suit of Mjolnir as close to lore accurate as it can be with modern technology, to demonstrate, one, that it can be done, and two, that a lot of the systems that go into Mjolnir can actually be reverse engineered and made viable products in their own right, that can actually bring value to our day-to-day lives. So yeah, I'm There's a GoFundMe going at the moment, and last time I checked yesterday, we were just shy of £11,000 so far raised, of a target goal of nearly 150,000 for phase 1, because there's going to be multiple phases. And phase 1 covers me getting the skin tight undersuit sorted, all of the muscle sensing array sorted, the heating and cooling system sorted, the BDU basically sorted, so it's a singular suit that contains all of the skin level components, and the helmet, so the helmet can be sealed to the BDU and it becomes a sealed system. So that's phase 1. Then phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4 will happen thereafter, and we'll tackle those together as we go. Where could we read or learn about the different systems that you're interested in for the armor? Okay, so I've got update videos on YouTube for Project MJOLNIR that you can have a look at, and it gets you up to speed on what I'm doing, of what I've been doing so far. There's some more updates coming, and if you want to know, if you want to have a look at the GoFundMe itself, I will quickly drop a link into chat if you bear with, or yeah, I'll drop it into chat, but if it will let me, of course. I assume it will. See no reason why not. Yeah, I think that let me. And yeah, and if you want to talk about, you know, the stuff I'm doing first, you know, with me, jump into the Discord. If there's not a link in the description, there should be a link in the description. If I just, yeah, there is. Jump into the Discord. Link is in the description, and we can have a chat over on Discord. I'm always in the Discord, popping in and out and talking to folk. So yeah. If you're interested in Project MJOLNIR, you know, by all means, come and have a look. But I'll put that in there as well. So yeah, like I say, really the main reason that I had this stream tonight was just to show you sort of the next stages, so to speak, of the Infinite flight. And so far, again, from my perspective, I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing. I hope you guys have been enjoying what you're seeing, or excited by what you've been seeing. This is boding very well for the launch of Halo Infinite, because again, this is a flight. We're only seeing a slither of what they're actually up to, and with little bits of information coming out here and there and things like that, it's looking like it's really shaping up to be a hell of a game. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm genuinely really excited to see what comes of this. But yeah, right. Well, guys, thanks for joining me for the stream, and I will probably do another one tomorrow. I might do tomorrow's one on the PC, stream it on the PC, just so you guys get a feel of any differences between the two. To my eye, there's not a massive amount of differences in performance and things like that, but hey, we'll give it a go. But yeah, so thanks for jumping aboard. Thanks for watching the stream. Stay tuned for more content coming up thick and fast, with every major thing I'm doing. So Project MJOLNIR, the most detailed breakdown, the archive series that's just launched, Halo Mythos, classified materials. There's loads of new lore videos coming up, and there's loads of new armory videos coming up. There's tons of stuff coming up. So yeah, thanks for jumping aboard, and I'll speak to all of you guys soon. Take it easy, everyone, and find peace.